last but not least, the government loves to say this line that it had no choice to spend what it spent during COVID-19. They had our backs after all, and wouldn't it be so scary to think if there was another government in power during the pandemic? So before I discredit this statement entirely, recall, this is a government that has a lot of problems balancing budgets. Our Prime Minister stated on the record that if you spend enough, budgets should quote unquote balance themselves. And this disastrous way of thinking came to fruition when, after his first 5 years as Prime Minister, he missed the mark by balancing the budget. He added over $100 billion to Canada's national debt before COVID-19 even arrived on Canada's shores. But putting all of that aside, it's clear from International Monetary Fund, the IMF's reporting, that Canada outspent its peers in the G7 by a long shot. The IMF states, Canada spent 19.7% of its GDP on its COVID response, which was about $435.2 billion. Furthermore, analyzing the IMF data, the Fraser Institute reported that Canada went into the most debt over COVID-19 compared to 35 other high-income countries. Here's a quote from the report. Canada has the highest deficit to GDP ratio at nearly 20%, and you can see this chart that's on the screen here. To put this in perspective, Canada's net borrowing is more than double the ratio of Germany and triple that of Sweden and Ireland. Furthermore, Canada ranks higher than the United States, the United Kingdom, and is almost double that of Australia, which has a similar economy to Canada. So while it's true that Trudeau opened the floodgates of spending during COVID-19, it's unclear why he had to spend so much more comparatively to other countries. Thankfully, the Fraser Institute offers more insight as to why this might be the case. They found that the government wasted at least tens of billions in, quote, poorly targeted assistance during the pandemic. One example of this was they found that $12 billion went to students deemed to be dependents living with parents in households with at least $100,000 in household income. Sadly, the Fraser Institute found a ton more examples like this that frankly just hurt your brain as a taxpayer. So here's a reality check. The government should stop avoiding blame and make excuses for why there's inflation in Canada.